According to Ahia and Bacone, 2017, dual relationships, incompetence, professional misrepresentation, sexual relationships with clients, breach of confidentiality, inappropriate fee assessments, and failure to obtain informed consent were some popular ethical violations in the US. A dual relationship is the most common ethical violation, which involves relationship outside of the therapeutic relationship. So that means maybe you hang out together, or this person may be your neighbor, or situations that pose conflict of interest. I believe the incompetence, meaning that you're not, as a counselor, you're not doing what you should do as far as furthering your education and learning all that you can learn to be a more effective counselor, was another popular ethical violation. Although I didn't find any cases of ethical violations in Georgia, I did find some in Louisiana. There was a case that was settled on September 22nd, 2017, where a counselor by the name of, I'll just state his last name, Minir, he was allegedly having a sexual relationship with his client, who was underage too. So that, I believe these are two huge issues. So in this case, he was sent to court, and then he agreed to sign a consent agreement order, which revoked his license, and he was demanded to pay a fine and legal costs in relation to this case. And any violations that happen as a counselor in Georgia can cause you to be fined, reprimanded, suspended, or overall have your license revoked. Because in the state of Georgia, conflicts of interest and dual relationships are strictly prohibited. And in his case, the question that I have is, I wonder if there were more actions that needed to be taken in this case, and more, I guess disciplinary actions that needed to be more taken more seriously or considered overall, as far as him being involved with not only his client, which was a conflict of interest, but also the fact that she was a child, he or she was a child. This was a violation of the ACA Code of Ethics, section A.4, which talks about the imposition of harm to others, and A.5, which expressly prohibits sexual relationships with clients. So I hope that I'm answering the question right as far as the common theme in the disciplinary actions of Louisiana's state violation cases. I saw that a common theme was that the counselor was offered to sign consent agreement orders in every case, and most often they took that deal. So that presents a whole nother level of discipline, I think. And then another question I have is, what are some things that counselors can do to protect themselves against these types of violations, and what types of things will prevent them from being considered incompetent or impaired?